Hello. For this episode, our topic is about loss of exponents. This is a very important topic because there are problems or equations in which we have to apply a law or sum of the loss of exponents. Suppose you have multiplied the same number in times. For instance, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And here you have multiplied 2 to itself 9 times. So it's quite long if you are going to write these numbers. Okay. Now this can be shortened by writing in this form 2 raised to 9. Now we get what we call exponential form 2 raised to 9. Then the number 2 is called the base. The number 9 on the upper part is called the exponent. Hence, the exponent tells how many times the base is multiplied to itself. In this example, 2 is multiplied to itself 9 times. In general, x raised to n implies that this x raised to n is multiplied to itself n times. Now, the first law of exponent states that if m and n are positive integers and x is a real number, then x raised to m times x raised to n is equal to x raised to the sum of m and n. Illustration, we have here b raised to the second power times b raised to the third power. This one is equal to v raised to 2 plus 3. And this is v raised to 5. Then the second illustration, we have here 3 raised to the second power times 3 raised to the third power. So that is equal to 3 raised to 2 plus 3. So that is equal to 3 raised to 5. And multiply 3 itself 5 times, you have 243. The next law of exponent, if m and n are positive integers and x is a real number, then you have x raised to m raised to n is equal to x raised to m times n. Meaning to say, if a power is raised n to another power just like this, all you have to do is multiply the powers. Now let's have the illustration. Here, our x raised to 4 is raised to 5. So you have x raised to 4 times 5, or this is equal to x raised to 20. Then another illustration, this 2 raised to the third power is again raised to the second power. So you get 2 raised to 3 times 2. Or this base 2 is raised to 3 times 2. That is equal to 2 raised to 6. So that is equal to 64 because 2 is multiplied to itself 6 times. So that is equal to 64. Another law, if n is a positive integer, x and y are real numbers, then the product of x and y raised to n is equal to x raised to n times y raised to n. For the illustration, we have here the product of a and b raised to the fifth power. So that is equal to a raised to 5 times b raised to 5. Another illustration we have here, 2 times 3 their product is raised to the second power. So you can rewrite it as 2 raised to the second power times 3 raised to the second power. Then getting that equivalence, you have 4 for 2 raised to the second power and 9 for 3 raised to the second power. So their product is equal to 36. Then we have another law. If m and n are positive integers and this x is a real number where x is not equal to 0. So we have here a condition that this x is not equal to 0. We have here the quotient of x raised to m divided by x raised to n. So this is the reason that x cannot be equal to 0 because when x is equal to 0, this expression will become undefined. So we set the condition that x cannot be equal to 0. And in this case, there are three possible results. Here, the first one, if m is greater than n, so the result would be x raised to m minus n. So the power of the numerator is subtracted by the power of the denominator. And then the second here, we have 1 over x raised to n minus m. If the power of the denominator is greater than the power of the numerator. And the result would be equal to 1 if m is equal to n. For the illustration we have here, a raised to 5 divided by a raised to 3. So all you have to do is subtract the powers. So you have 5 minus 3. So this is the first case because the power of the numerator is greater than the power of the denominator. So 5 minus 3, that is equal to 2. So a squared. Then another illustration, in this case, our power in the denominator is greater than the power in the numerator. So we have to follow the second case, which is 1 all over v raised to 7 minus 3. So that is equal to 1 over v raised to 4. Then we have if n is a positive integer, n is a positive integer, and our x and y here are real numbers. Again, we have a condition that our y cannot be equal to 0. So what we have here is the quotient of x divided by y is raised to n power. So this is just equal to the numerator raised to the given power and the denominator raised to the given power. So here, x raised to n divided by y raised to n. For the illustration we have here, 3 over 2 is raised to the third power. So the numerator now is raised to the third power and the denominator is raised to the third power. So 3 cubed, that is equal to 27, 2 cubed, that is equal to 8. So the result is 27 over. Okay, for the 0 and negative integer exponents, we have if n is a positive integer here, and x is a real number where x is not equal to 0, Again, we have the condition that x cannot be equal to 0. Then we have x raised to 0 is equal to 1, and x raised to negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. For the illustration, we have here 9 raised to 0, that is equal to 1. And another illustration, we have 3 raised to negative 2, that is equal to 1 over 3 raised to 2, that is equal to 1 over 9. Okay, so those are the laws of exponents that we should be remembering, because soon, if we will encounter problems which need our knowledge about the laws of exponents, that's the time that we have to apply them. And then we have some exercises here for you to work, for you to do some practice or apply those laws of exponents you've learned in this episode.